SK Vibemaker, Rinse FM, Rinse TV, and we are on the rooftop in Shoreditch with Mac Miller.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Back in the UK?
Back in the UK for the day. Very exciting stuff.
And so this time you got the 4th album out as well?
Yeah, dude. 4 of them.
4th album.
It's a lot.
At such a young age.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm old. I'm getting old. This is like my 8th project. I don't know, man. Hey!
I don't know if they're laughing at because we said the 8th project.
Yeah, it's not funny. It's my life.
4th album, 8th project.
Yeah, something like that. Probably more than 8, honestly. But it's it's like it's just I'm happy that I'm still able to put out albums and people still listen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's more of a blessing than maybe I let people in on, but that is truly a blessing. And I'm very, very grateful that I can continue to put out music and people still listen to it.
Especially when you're evolving as well, because this album, The Divine Feminine,
yeah,
it sounds like a very mature album. This is something that, people hear from Mac Miller and say, this sounds very different to Good AM.
Yeah, man. I never want to make the same album twice. Mm-hmm. And so this one, I just wanted to approach it differently and kind of stick with a theme and a sound. And kind of be a little more concise. It's only 10 songs, which is like a huge achievement for me, because usually like I'm doing, 17 songs. So this is like I said everything I needed to say in 10.
Was it only 10 tracks that you recorded, or was there loads that you had to whittle down to 10? It
wasn't as many as usual. Like usually I'm recording songs every day for the album, because the concept is usually a lot looser. So I'm making all different kinds of songs for the same album, but for this I knew more what I wanted to do, so it was a lot more of just taking these songs and continuously working on them. We would make a song and then I'd strip it all the way down to its most basic parts, and then you would build it back up. You would try these drums, you'd bring in horns, you'd bring in strings. There's definitely songs that didn't make the cut, but it was a more focused effort.
Dang, featuring Anderson .Paak.
Yeah.
Definitely very smooth. Bit of funk in there.
I love that
Grown,
song.
mature.
I'm not just saying I love that song because it's my song. I want that to be first and foremost. I don't say that about every song.
This is a good song. This is music.
Yeah, it's that as soon as I heard it, like that music, I was in. So that was really great one to create, like over the course of some days. You know what I mean? Anderson's brilliant, man. Shout out to Pomo, who made the beat, and then I brought some kids in from Juilliard to play horns.
And the rest is history. You got a great track.
Yeah, man, and then it came together, and I just really like the structure of the song, and like how the verses start like at a certain energy level, and then everything's like a rise. You know what I mean? So it's such a build up. It's really fun to perform, and that's like the other day I was doing Meadows in New York, and I performed that song, and when it came on, the crowd cheered. And that's such a good feeling. Cause
you're acting like people don't cheer to your music. They cheer to your music all the time.
But they do, but that's what I'm saying is I'm never like, yeah, that's right, cheer when you hear me.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's always like, whoa, you guys like the new stuff, cool. You know what I mean? That's it's important to me to stay level-headed. I always, I create for myself, you know what I mean? And to lay my own journey out for myself to look at and put it together, like kind of like a photo album. So like when you show those photos to the world and they appreciate them, it's amazing, because it's like, as a human, it's just my life. So I'm grateful that people are interested in my life.
Now, my translation of the album title, A Divine Feminine, is like a godlike female.
Yeah, man.
So how do you get into the mode of making an album like this? that is very much about, you know, love and spiritualness?
Well, I've had a lot of you know, experience in the matter, and I think it's a lot of just breaking down any walls of what you think is cool or not cool to say, you know, and just like letting that feeling kind of guide what you're talking about. And it's I pull from past experiences, I pull from like desire, I pull from fantasy, it's a lot of different things, but you just kind of take all of this stuff and you mold it into something. But I never get too constricted by reality. You know what I mean? Like I use my life experience to influence what I'm talking about, but you know, I always keep fantasy in mind as well.
Bare in your soul?
Yeah, man. Like
very grown as well.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I would hope that this record is more grown up than my last record, because I as a human being hope to be more grown up than I was last year. But
a quick follow-up to the last album and a great change as well.
Thank you, man. It was actually amazing, because as soon as I decided I want to talk about love for a whole album, I got right into it. And I guess I just been suppressing that within myself of really exploring that emotion fully. So I was able to work quickly, and I go in the studio and that's what I do. Like, I'm not it seems like a quick turnaround, but it's a lot of work. You know, it's not like I just go in there and vomit out these songs. You know, it's still a process.
Now, you got your production alias, Larry Fisherman, and I was looking in the credits and I couldn't see him this time round. What happened?
Well, you know what, man? Like I helped produce the whole record. You know what I mean? But like, I don't overly credit myself. You know what I mean? Like, I got to work with a lot of incredible people, but I didn't go in there and like sit and make any beats.
A lot of co-production.
Right. So I mean, it's just like overseeing the whole thing. It's more like executive production. It's like bringing in and putting these people together and just kind of being right there for the whole creation process. So like, I don't know, like I'm all about just that end result, you know, and I want everyone that worked on it to get their credit as well. So I don't overly throw my name on everything, but I'm involved in every single piece of everything. I just don't like, you know, stand there and be like, this is all me, because it's not.
Selfless Mac Miller.
Hey, man.
We featuring CeeLo Green.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more love, a lot of love in the building. CeeLo Green
man.
on, you know, on the feature. How did this happen?
So that record I actually made, like, I took like a 2-month break working on the album, and I came back and I was like, okay, I'm missing something, and I made that. And I was like, wow, how awesome would it be to get CeeLo on this? And he came through the studio and we got to create there after some conversation, which is just, you know, like, it's amazing. I have a very positive and grateful outlook, because I do get to, you know, collaborate with my heroes, you know. So like, yeah, man, we got to perform it together, and it's I love that song.
Baby, you could be my ooh.
Yeah,
you
right.
Could be my ooh.
Fill in the blank, man. So I'm saying, have your own. Make sure with music you have your own experience. To anyone listening out there, I think in today's day and age where you can go on the internet and you could, you know, figure out. Everyone always wants to know what my intention was on making a song, but I think it's very important for things to be left unsaid, and for a listener to take it where it goes for them.
Translate.
Because my experience with my song is unique to me, and that doesn't mean a thing for anybody else. You know, it's just my story. Like, I hope that this music touches people in their own way, and a lot of times people bring new meaning of songs that I made to me, that I'm like, whoa, you know what I mean? And that's tight. That's the conversation. Like, we're having a conversation. and you got to be a part of it as well.
Now it's definitely the turn up generation. A lot of turning up music going on. A lot of Atlanta, a lot of it turning up. Yeah. A lot of Atlanta sort of inspired music happening at the moment. Now, for you to make a conceptual album like this is bold. Against the grain. Was there any, thoughts that maybe I should sprinkle some turn up music on this album?
You know what? It's funny because that usually comes at the end of creating an album, where it's like you work on all of this personal stuff, and at the end you find yourself just asking where the bangers are. And sometimes you want to throw the bangers on there, and this time I just didn't, because it just didn't work here, which is fine. I think I'm starting to realize that every album I make doesn't have to completely show my whole entire
palette. Yeah,
thank you, because I was lost. But it doesn't have to show the whole thing, so. And that's kind of more of just getting comfortable in my own skin, of just not trying to always prove myself, and just being myself.
Knock knock, we flash back, and I remember on that track you was talking about building up your own underground buzz while still in high school, right?
Yeah.
That was a hard thing to do. If you went back to trying to recreate building up your own buzz, how would you explain it to, a kid sitting down listening to this interview right now that's trying to build up the buzz?
I would say that in today's day and age, you have so much power in growing creatively and from a business sense, and just all around in yourself. So my advice to anyone would be to learn as much as possible about every aspect. Like when I was younger, I taught myself how to record and how to make beats and put together songs and everything, because at the end of the day, no one is gonna believe in you more than you believe in you. So I always look at it as if I had nothing but an iPhone, I'm still putting together an album somehow. You know what I mean? So it's you just have to want it, and you have to consistently want to get better. That's always important. You're not good enough.
Was there a plan for you back then? Did you have a plan from the beginning, or was it just it just happened to work out?
My plan was just to make music, and that to be my life. However that kind of turned out, and in whatever sense I was gonna be doing it, I knew I was gonna be making music. Of course, people are going to tell you, it's not going to happen, or to have a backup plan or something like that, but you just got to believe. As, cliche as that sounds, it's very true. No one believes anything that you don't, and you can tell the difference between someone that really believes that they're doing something for a reason and someone who's just, trying to be famous or something.
Real talk?
Yeah.
Think about that for a bit.
Yeah, man.
Now, you was independent for a very long time. You had a lot of success as an independent artist, and you've signed your major label deal recently. This is your second album on a major. How's it been treating you? How are you finding it?
Great, man. It's cool because I'm able to do whatever I want, which was my main thing with signing. Is I was look, man, I just need to make sure I can still do whatever I want, because there's gonna be a moment where I'm gonna come to you and be hey, I'm making a love album and I'm singing a lot, and if I'm met with I don't know about this one, it hasn't tested well for you, I'm gonna be pissed. You know what I mean? So I can't because I don't even know what I'm doing yet. I'm just doing. So it was important for whoever I signed with to be invested in tomorrow. So that's what Warner is, man. They let me grow, they let me do me, and they're not rushing me for a big hit or anything like that. I just do what I do. And
it obviously importantly teamed up with your independent label as well, Remember Music, right?
Yeah, man. Having a place to grow that, which is still which is happening. But I'm taking my time. That's one thing I've learned a lot as I've gotten older is to take my time, and to not rush anything, and to wait until things are at a certain level of quality before they get released. You know, we live in a world and with the internet that's full of content, right? Everyone wants content. The more content you have, the more you're being talked about, blase. So how do you exist in that world is quality, you know, like you gotta set the bar high for yourself, and not just want to have something out, but have something that you can stand by for a while, you know, which is what I'm learning. It's like, you don't want to just jump and be on to the next thing. It's like, this is my album, this is my video right now, and this is what it is, and I'm going to stand by this for a while.
We just played the big one featuring Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites.
Off the album?
Yeah, it's one of my absolute favorites. Just like the when them drums come in, man, it's like, it's a feeling. I love this album. To me is almost hypnotizing in a way, where it just kind of puts you somewhere and
takes you to a place.
Right. And then like you stay there. You know, like I'm not a big fan of like stopping this one and having a conversation in between each song. Like, it's like, put it on and just let it ride. Like, put it on in the background. Have some dinner with some close ones. Have this on in the background and just let it ride. You know what I mean? Like, talk over it.
Make sure there's not too many kids around. There's a bit of cursing on there, a little bit.
That's, you know what, man? That's the world we live in, man. I don't know. When I was young, I was running around cursing. And I don't know if that's the right or wrong thing to do, but hey, I don't know. I say the word pussy a lot, I think.
If you want to say it, say it.
But I mean, it's what it is, man. I'm talking about life.
Now, you was born in the 90s. You're early 90s baby.
Yeah, man. Shout out 1992, 92.
The recent debates have been, Lil Yachty was talking about Drake being, you know, maybe better than Tupac and Biggie because he was born in 1997 after both of them had passed away. And like, there's been a lot of debate about it recently. If you're, you know, a late 90s baby, how do you feel about Drake being in the conversation as better than Tupac and Biggie? Where do you lie on it?
I think that it's a positive thing for people to feel that passionately about people that are coming out now, that are the people that we grew up on. I'm a huge believer in right to opinion, and there not to be any laws, right? Like, look, man, growing up, Biggie was like that was it for me. You know what I mean? Like,
the Don.
Yeah, of course, man. Like, I wanted to be like Biggie. But if someone doesn't feel that way about Biggie, am I like, you're wrong? Nah, because it's music. It's a conversation. So like, everyone has their own place in the world and in music, and it's awesome that people, like, as someone who is part of the now of music, it's great that there are people that are passionate about artists of today like they are going to be legends forever, which I do believe. You know, it's just, it's hard to say that because it's nostalgia, it's a feeling. It's like Biggie, no one will ever make me feel like I felt the first time I heard the what, or you know what I mean, or like
Party and BS.
Right, just no one will ever give me that feeling of listening to Biggie for the first time. Nor should they, though. Drake is Drake and Biggie is Biggie.
You was definitely more Team Biggie than Tupac then, right?
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, Pac's incredible as well. But I growing up, I was more of a fan of Biggie. But that's, I don't know. It does, I mean, both of them are incredible.
Hey, listen, man, it's been a major catch-up. Thanks for coming through, man.
Thank you for having me, man.
I know.
As always.